morning, welcome to Lucore Automotive Services. My name's Richard. Today I'm doing a line of 2000 Mustang GT. Looks to be a turbocharged 4.6 liter. Should be a pretty cool car. It's got camber caster adjusters on the top of the struts, which is great, makes my job easy. I need to ask this fella if he's going to be using this strictly for the... Nope, I don't. That was already asked by my service writer. Good job, Dave. Let's get to work, shall we? Let's make this thing go straight. Let's measure ride height. Let's start with that. Oh, got a 1/4 inch off there. Let's drop this side down a little bit. Drop this side down 1/4 inch. We're going to rotate that muffler clamp because it's hanging down and going to grab a hold of anything. It's the lowest point on the car. That'll give us like another inch of ground clearance. Go find my spanners. Oh, this thing's covered in anti-seize. I'm going to be silver by the end of this job. Ugh. I usually just use a little silicone spray. That's alright. I think we'll do 2 turns. Alright, so I've got my ride height set in the front. I'm perfectly even side to side. My back is not adjustable, it's just on straight coils, so I'm not going to worry about the ride height back there. I'm going to rotate the exhaust clamp because it's hanging down like a doppeldecker. So we're going to rotate this guy so that that inch of stuff isn't hanging down. Get those pipes pushed back together a little better. Alright, so I made a couple adjustments to the exhaust. I got it up hugging the body. Actually worked out pretty good. I was able to actually probably gain 2 inches of clearance. I had to rotate that mid pipe and it turned out to get everything in alignment better. So now it's time to hang the heads, set up our baseline, and then we'll recomp it and see where we're at. Alright, our camber's pretty good. Don't need that much camber for a straight line, but we'll probably take some of that out. Match up the caster. This thing's got a 2 degrees toe in. That's a ton. Take some of that out. Let's go ahead and square up our toe. Then I got to center the steering wheel because it's on the shaft wrong. Then we'll recomp it and see where we're at. Alright, now that our toe is actually close to being where it needs to be, let's stand up our camber a little bit. Because this car does not need 2 degrees of negative camber. Do you see it yet?
It looks like it's this way?
You see the problem? Look at that bolt in reference to the rack. Look at that bolt in reference to the rack.
Yeah.
So the rack bushing on that side is pushing it down, and the rack bushing on this side is pushing it up. So let's fix that.
I'm looking at it like, I'm not really tall enough to really see this, right? But I'm like,
you're like, something looks weird, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
Interesting.
So it's got offset rack bushings
I was
in
gonna say,
it,
is it an offset bushing?
which is usually used to offset bump steer and whatnot. But when you put them in opposite of one another, it's going to do really bad things. So let's fix that. Let's fix that real quick.
Spot.
It's a triangle, and it's got one recess for the nut to go through, so you can only hook that up one way. But if you also look at it, look at how far this is comparison to this. So, but here and here are the same, so it's not a problem in the adjustment. He said he had it at another place for an alignment, and he wasn't happy with it, so it's here, and it's. He said he had everything out of it, so this is like his. He's shaking it down to get it going. So let me zip those guys out. So I'm finishing up my alignment on this guy. Did quite a bit of little remedies on this thing. We balanced out our camber, we balanced out our caster. We set our toe because the toe was way out of whack. The rear end of this car is nice and square. It's got some improved control components, different springs. The front's got adjustable coilovers, which I adjusted my ride height, set my camber, set my caster, set my front toe. There was a problem with the steering wheel being offset, and that was a weird one to figure out. Ultimately, it just ended up being the rack bushings. The rack was actually installed with the bushings offset, so I set them up square, and I actually ended up putting the rack to the left to get it squared up in the chassis. That allowed me to center my steering wheel, set my toe, and then I have one full turn and a quarter lock to lock each direction from center. So now that that's all sorted out, it's time to strip this thing down, get it off the rack, take it for a test drive, see how she drives. So that wraps up our alignment on this rowdy little 2-valve. We did quite a bit more than just align this car. Basically, when I do one of my race car alignments, I'm checking over a lot of different things. Alignment is only one of those things. I look for anything out of the ordinary, anything that I think I can help make the car better, bring it to the customer's attention, and we can make a plan of attack to make the car as good as it can get. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, leave us a comment below. This is just one of the things we do on a daily basis. Alignments and chassis setup, lots of brakes, tires, more alignments, engine repair, diesel trucks. It's all the stuff we do here at Lucore Automotive Services. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great day.